Hey, it's that time of the year where it's the end of November. We start thinking about turkey and family and football and Friendsgivings. And I do think a little bit about that stuff, but usually this is the time of the year where I start asking myself different questions. This is the time of the year where I go back and I reread this book. Have you read this book? I want to see comments below. Have you read this book? And if you're listening on the podcast, I'm holding up a book called Think and Grow Rich. Matter of fact, just for fun, I just found I have 24 copies of this book. The first 24 people that email socialteam@tomferry.com. Social team, am I saying that right, Courtney? Socialteam@tomferry.com. I'm going to sign a copy and I'm going to send it to you as a gift. Not just because I love you. I'm sending it to you because I know when you go back through this book, as I do every year, and you read through auto-suggestion, you read through specialized knowledge, all of the disciplines inside of this book that's made more millionaires, they say, than any other book ever. I think the Bible probably would beat that one out, but just saying. Think and Grow Rich. So here we are. It's the end of November. It's Thanksgiving week as you're listening to this, depending on when you're listening. And what I wanted to do today is just throw out to you a couple questions. Maybe, when you're sitting around the fam or your friends and you're talking about, what's happening in the world, wherever you are, interest rates, the economy, oh my God, what's Elon Musk going to do next? Maybe, just maybe, you control the conversation just for a wee bit. And you ask a few questions that might just open up a sense of gratitude, might just open up for people the possibility that their life is infinitely better than maybe the current complaint of the moment, or the fact that they were in traffic yesterday, or that they flew the day before Thanksgiving and oh my goodness, the airports were busy. Isn't it funny when people complain about things that are just so obvious? I'm not judging your friends, and because I got those friends and I have those moments too. I know this though. Whoever controls our emotional state, whoever can generate gratitude by asking themselves better quality questions, these are the men and women that they're the ones that make things happen, the ones that move forward, the ones that are more powerful. We all deal with tragedy. We all deal with upset. We all deal with getting punched in the gut, right? It happens every single day to us, mentally, emotionally. It happens. And yet, why is it that some of us take the punch and keep moving forward, right? We take the bad news, we take the upset, and we say, okay, let me compartmentalize that. Let me look for a solution for that. Maybe I'll have a 14-second pity pot party, but then I got to get right back to it. I've always found that if you ask yourself better questions like, who loves me and who do I love? When you think about just those two questions, like who loves me? I'm like, oh, my kids love me. My wife loves me. My parents love me. My stepmom loves me. My stepdad loves me. My siblings love me. I hope. Just kidding if you're watching, right? You got a lot of people in your life that really, 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 really care for you. And if you just think about the people in your life that love you and think about the people in life that you love, it just kind of changes your emotional state. And by the way, if you're watching this, and you're like, I've done this before. And I sat there and said, who loves me? No one, right? Or, my puppy. Or you said, okay, my mom loves me. But if you say it in a way, with your tone, with your energy, that is kind of debilitating, kind of negative, kind of, right? So even sometimes maybe you got to put your arms in the air and say, who loves me and who do I love? Questions like that. But that's not the dining room table conversation. Here's the kind of questions I would encourage you to ask this Thanksgiving, or at the next Friendsgiving, or the next dinner party, or whenever. Questions like, hey, what's been one highlight for this year? When you look back over the last nearly 11 months now, what was just one highlight, personally and professionally? All of a sudden now, Courtney, do you have any highlights this year?
Yeah, I got married.
Oh, that's right. You got married. That was kind of a highlight. Kelsey, do you have any highlights this year?
Yes.
Yes. But that's the point. People are going to start to talk about magical moments for them personally and professionally. And it changes the energy in the room when people start talking about highlights, positive things that occurred, right? This happened in my career. This happened to me personally. Things are moving forward, and you see the energy literally shift in the room. Here's the second question. Ready? What's one thing you learned this year that got you to move forward better, faster, etc.? And people start reflecting on, man, early on this year, I learned how to use this specific skill in my work, And wow, all of a sudden, like things got faster, things got better. I produced better quality product, whatever it may be. What about in your personal life? Wow, I learned that I had my blood work done and hummus is bad for me. This is actually true for me. And I was eating hummus like sometimes 3 times a week. And I was like, wow, I stopped eating hummus and suddenly I felt better. This is not an anti-hummus thing. This is I got my blood work done and discovered what I was allergic to as an example. It was a highlight for me. Then one of my favorite questions of all time, and I do this as my boys know, usually around the holidays when we're having like our little fam dinner, I'll go around, it was fun when they were like 4 and 6, and it's really fun when they're 21 and 23 now, where I say, just who are you grateful for and why? Who are you grateful for and why? And you got to give me an expressive answer. And just to go around the table and to hear who they're grateful for, right? What they're grateful for, why they're grateful for something that person did or something that person said, right? That really impacted them in a positive way. My point for you just in this short podcast is not just get a free copy of one of the best books on the planet by emailing socialteam@tomferry.com, only the first 24. It's more about controlling your emotional state. It's about truly being in a state of gratitude. And can you do that in the US with chaos in the economy, a looming recession, interest rates in the 6s, real estate trend? Can you do that? Of course you can. Matter of fact, I would even make the argument that you have to be in a better state. Because if you meet someone that really wants to do some business and you are emotionally and mentally an energy sucking vampire, they will find another choice. They will find another solution. So it's not just a Thanksgiving, end of November, let's get the right mindset, let's think and grow rich conversation. It's really just remembering that you are extraordinary, not ordinary, and that it's time for you to keep stepping up your mental toughness, your gratitude, and your mindset. Short message. Hope you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving if you're in the US. And for all my friends around the world, keep up the great work, keep your mindset right, and I hope you get a copy of the book. All right, see you soon.